Hot take time, everybody. Lionel Messi. Arrogant, entitled, or just misunderstood? For those of you that don't know what happened, Lionel Messi has been suspended 2 weeks by Paris Saint-Germain after an unsanctioned trip to Saudi Arabia, therefore missing training. He's also going to be docked wages. So, going to throw this out. First one, Russell.
This guy. Where do we start? Where do I start with this hot take? Because I'm not the biggest fan of
Lionel Messi.
I mean, I respect his footballing prowess, but attitude-wise, that guy is a fraud. No, he acts like a good guy. No, he acts like a very nice guy, but deep inside, he is an arrogant. Well, I want to say prick, but prick, right?
Okay, yeah, there you go. I mean,
but honestly,
it's recorded now. So
I mean, this is how I feel, and this is hot take. So I'm just gonna go all out. Like, just because of his stature, people think he's a nice, good boy. No?
Yeah.
But no, deep inside, he is evil. No,
Yeah.
he's evil. And that World Cup victory cemented evilness.
Yeah.
He did not deserve that World Cup, but he was gifted it. He gets gifted everything in his football. Okay, not his height, but other things. Like, I mean, like when he was playing for Barca, everything was for him. And now when he's in a new environment, suddenly he starts acting up. This is always him. This is him. Now he's showing his true colors. People realize this is Messi, an arrogant, selfish, entitled player.
Clearly, we know what side of the fence you're on. Farid, agree, disagree?
Messi has completed football. I think he is
Cheated.
I mean, regardless of that, like I think if you have achieved everything there is as a player, I think that you kind of like want to just go on your side quest.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess one of his side quests is trying to win Champions League with PSG, but we all know that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon.
And his contract is up for renewal this summer, but noises are coming out from the camp that they're not going to renew.
Yeah.
So
I think from a personal perspective for Messi, again, I'm just speculating. I feel like he's just he would rather have just stayed in Barcelona if there wasn't all that drama with the board and whatnot. But he was kind of just forced to go to PSG because I think they were the only ones who could pay his wages.
yeah.
So I think now that he's won the World Cup, he's won everything that is in football for a player. I feel like, why should I really care about football? And it seems like he's like, I'm done with football. Yeah, and do I blame him? No, man. Like, I mean, regardless of what I know, Russell has his takes on.
I got more to come. It's not over yet.
I mean, we've seen it with like the Nogueira cases and whatnot, and all the dubious penalties that Barcelona and Argentina seem to get. But then, I feel like if I was him, I'm just gonna just try to earn my bag and keep it.
Right?
Yeah. Saudi's gonna pay him, so why not just go?
Oh yeah, I mean that's a controversial one because considering his supposed golden boy status, you know that image that you mentioned earlier, right? Like he looks like a good boy, but he has done some questionable things off pitch that we that we know of. This is
the compilation. If you all know, you all know. If you all know, you all know.
But like, I mean, to throw this back to you, Russell, is he allowed to be arrogant considering he's completed football?
I mean, he's allowed to, right?
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because, by him, if he is arrogant in terms of like at Barcelona,
sure,
I think he's allowed to because he was there. He grew up. He carried that team at times. It's like he was that player.
Yeah,
for the longest
he was
time.
that
the
guy.
man.
He was that guy.
He was him.
Mm-hmm.
But out of there, when you move on to a new place, you have to gain the respect to show off that. Even though how good you are, you're in a new environment, a new country. I mean, everybody knows, like he's Messi, he's good. But going upon that point at Barcelona, if he really cared about his club, or he's really that kind of nice guy everybody's talking about, would he have just taken a big pay cut?
Well,
stay
you know.
at Barca. No, I mean, if Barca's facing financial difficulties and you really
Yeah.
love your club,
Mhm.
would a humble person say, okay, it's okay, you don't have to pay me. You've been paying me for so long. You give me so much opportunities.
Yeah.
You paid for me when I was sick. Like when we were doing that time when he was young, they paid for his. Shouldn't
Yeah.
he be giving back? Say, yeah, it's okay. You're going through a tough time. Let me play for for a cheaper price. No, you don't have to pay me that 500,000 a week. 100K. 100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
People don't realize that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
It is a lot
just
of
like
money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So
Mhm.
why couldn't he have taken a pay cut to stay at a club he supposedly loved with all his heart?
Yeah.
So that's another point. Like, so there's a lot of factors to why I think he's entitled, but to each their own. Some people that are good. My
Yeah.
goal is Pele. Rest in peace, Pele.
I think to that point, because there's always this discussion of like Messi and Ronaldo. I think because of just how much, I wouldn't say louder, but then how much more out there Ronaldo is. I think that's the kind of context that shine away from Messi.
Mhm.
And also I feel like the that discussion of who is the GOAT takes away the shine from each individual players. I think
Yeah.
the discussion of like who's better, Messi or Ronaldo, is a non-discussion because they have excelled in their own rights, and it's like no other sport do you have two GOATs really
Going at it
at the same time,
Yeah. Mhm.
and both really achieving insane things for both club and country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think aside from that, that discussion has taken on a life on its own, and then we forget like how distinct their personalities and their play styles are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going to the point, like they take away from their footballing ability when you take into consideration what they do outside the field. Like that's the biggest problem with how football is run now. They look at the players out of the field, but when their main purpose is to be a footballer, their job is to be a footballer, not a advocate of like, oh, a good person outside. They're not
fair
bad
enough,
people,
yeah,
but
yeah,
maybe they
yeah.
got different hobbies or things they like to do, like passions. But
Sure.
it shouldn't take away from the fact of how they perform on the field. If they perform a crazy ceiling or like wow, week in week out, no worries on the field, like no complaints, you shouldn't be like judging them based on what they do outside the field.
Okay. All right. So, this is supposed to be a hot take. So we're going to end it on a hot take question. Has the Messi PSG experiment failed? Yes or no, Farid?
Yes, in the sense of the aim to bring Messi was always to win the Champions League,
And they didn't do that.
and they didn't do that. Yeah, so I think it's failed.
Yep.
The whole project PSG is a failure. Like
Okay.
it's not even the Messi.
It's not even just the Messi
it's not
part of
even
the experiment, right?
They experimented a lot, and but it will never work out when a player is
Bigger than the club.
What is he? What's his role? Mbappe?
I don't know.
Sporting director.
Yeah. it's-
Wow.
When the player becomes sporting director.
It never work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your views. This has been The Hot Take.